Live from the Business Radio X studio inside Renaissance Bank, the bank that specializes in understanding you. It's time for North Fulton Business Radio.
And hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of North Fulton Business Radio. I'm John Ray, and we're coming to you from the Business Radio X studio inside Renaissance Bank in Alpharetta. And folks, today you are connected more than ever. Whether it's your friends, your family, or your life, Renaissance understands how you bank, offering the mobile banking services you need. They also know that sometimes you need to speak to real people with real answers, and that's why Renaissance has more than 170 convenient locations throughout the South ready to serve you. For more information, go to renaissancebank.com. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC. And we've got two terrific guests today. We're talking retirement and we're talking entertainment. And boy, we're in a great area to talk about both of those topics. We've got Myles Smith with Empowered Transitions, LLC, and we've got Todd Colwell. And Todd is with Cole Family Entertainment. And I want to turn first to Myles Smith with Empowered Transitions. Myles, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
It's great to have you here. So, Myles, tell folks a little bit about who you are and what you do.
I am a life coach that is specific to retirement and retirement transitions. Whereas if you need to plan and save for your retirement, you call an investment broker. If you want to retire, figure out what you're going to do in retirement, you call me. I don't do cookie cutter, every day is a Saturday retirements. Everyone is unique and dynamic to the person themselves.
You know, ever since you and I got connected, I have been looking forward to having you here because it is true that so many people they're really not prepared to get off whatever train they're on, whether it's owning their business, being in a big company, whatever train they're on. They're not prepared for doing something different.
People put more preparation and more planning into a 1 week vacation than they do their retirement. And the thing of it is retirement can go for 20, 30 years or longer. So there you are getting to that date and going, oh my God, what am I going to do now? And the next thing you know, you're sitting there looking at a retirement that isn't what it could be. And that's where I come in. I help people go to the next life or next stage of their life, the next phase of their life, and enjoy it. Live it with meaning, purpose.
Sure. Yeah. So, folks, those of you whose spouse has told you, get out of the house, listen to next few minutes of this interview with Myles, because you're about to help folks like that out, right?
Oh, yeah.
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 So retirement has changed over the last 10 to 15 years, what have you. It's changed a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Talk about your perspective on that.
Retirement 10, 15 years ago used to be leisure and idle busyness. Moving to Florida, Arizona, my home state of New Mexico, and just calling it, that's it, and sitting and waiting. Now it's different, completely different, for a number of reasons. One, a lot of baby boomers want to stay active. I mean, we're vibrant, we're active, we're still healthy, and we've got a lot longer to live than any generation prior to this one. So we're wanting to go back to a mantra that we had in the 60s when we first started out coming of age of make a difference. We want to get out there and do something with our lives. And we want to carry that on into retirement, helping people, mentoring, volunteering, or just going back and restarting.
Sure. Now, one of the things that really is fascinating about the work you do is you help people figure out some things that maybe they didn't know they were really passionate about.
Yes. Yes. I've had people that have come to me with complete ignorance of what they want to do. They're scared also. of what their retirement's going to be because they don't know what they're going to do. Next thing that we do is work together and find out what their values are, what their passions are, what they want to do. Maybe it was go back and be a motorhead whenever they were in high school. That's,
sure.
Or they can, as one person who was a dentist, she had been a dentist all of her life. That was all she ever thought of. Decided one day that she liked to hear the sound of a Harley-Davidson panhead motorcycle. They've got a very distinctive sound,
do. Right?
Unlike any other.
Right.
And she decided she wanted to start working on those and rebuilding them.
Wow.
That's what she does.
That's very cool. So, Myles, talk about how folks are looking at a cause. It may be something that they really cared about for a long time, but didn't have time to work on that cause, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Retirement used to be considered a end point. Whenever you got to 65 or so many years at such an age with the company, boom, you were retired.
Right.
And that was it. That's not the case anymore. You're not retiring from a job of EVP or whatever. You're not retiring from that. You're retiring to the next phase of your life where you can go back and restart. You can rejuvenate. You can go back and just do a complete redo of your life. You've got all these years. Why not use them for something that means something to you? And in that right there, you get to bring meaning to yourself, to others by mentoring, volunteering, starting a new business, turning a hobby into a new business, or going out and using the vast amount of knowledge and expertise, leadership, insight, and all of this to help a new company that is coming up. Because a lot of people they fear retirement because they don't see all those options, all that world of opportunity and unlimited potential that is out there to them.
We're speaking with Myles Smith, and Myles is with Empowered Transitions. Myles, there was an article recently in the Atlantic magazine called, it was basically about the inevitable decline of your professional life. It was one of the more depressing articles I've ever read. And I think people are, particularly given the corporate layoffs that are going on and so forth, people are walking into earlier retirement than they thought they would get into. And even if they planned a certain age, they're walking into retirement with negative thoughts that you really get them out of.
I do. I take them past all of the I can'ts and I'm too old and, oh my God, what am I going to do now? To look at what I can do. Look at going back to that vast wealth of knowledge and expertise that a person has. They've built up over 20, 30, 40 years in various careers or the jobs that they've had. They can take all of that, all of what they know, all of what they are, and transfer that to some new enterprise or to help others in, like I say, mentoring, community give back, volunteering. I had one of my first clients was a vice president for a company in Philadelphia. She decided that she didn't know what she wanted to do, but she wanted to do something with animals. She realized or went back and remembered that when she was a little girl, she wanted to be a cowgirl. Today, and for the last 8 years now, nearly 9, she has been working on a ranch out in western Colorado. Now,
oh, wow.
Now, you would think that that's no big deal there.
Right.
But she just chucked it all and said, okay, I'm out here. Mm-hmm. What she does, and she has worked with the rancher that she works for. She works with him and 5 other ranchers in the area there and a couple up in Wyoming. They bring children out from Philadelphia the inner city there to live on ranches out there for a month a year, a month of summer.
Fascinating.
And
wow.
she's giving back to the community by doing that, bringing those kids out and letting them understand that there is more to life. And that's what retirement is there is more to life.
Right. Right.
This is a great phase of life where you can go out and do what you want.
You're the career counselor for those that want to give up their career. That's what it sounds like to me.
I've never had it said that way, but that is one of the things.
Yeah, sure. Now, how does an engagement with you work? So I call you up and say, my wife's kicked me out of the house, and I know you're not going to give me a cot to sleep on, but what are you going to do to help me with that transition? Seriously, how does that work?
I have 3 programs that I work with. One is for the person who is just, boom, they're out, but they have a real good idea of what they want to do. There are 2 others that go from that point, or from the point of, what do I do? What am I going to do? And sometimes it means that there is some business succession or employee succession work there also before they step into my program, which I can help with. But then we go through there are a number of assessments that I give so that we know where we're at. We've got a real good benchmark of what we're doing, where we're at, and where we're starting. Then we go from there and we work through values. We find out what a person's values are, what their passions are. We build vision boards. I know that can sound a little woo-woo, but it's not. You build a vision board that you look at every day. I've had people build them on car doors, on a barn door, using Pinterest for as a basis for them. And then we move on into the actual goal setting and saying, okay, this is what you've decided your vision for your retirement will be. Let's work on that. Let's figure out how we're going to make that reality.
So I can hear the cynics out there saying, hey, Myles, excuse me, but I'm like 60 or 65 or 70 years old. I pretty much know myself at this point. How are you going to help me figure this out?
There is one assessment that I use that goes into that. Where are you today? Where do you want to be next year? And how prepared are you for that? There are times that I've had people take that, said, you're doing good. Have a good one. Send me a postcard, email me from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
But then there are the people that whenever they get that assessment back, and I go into every assessment very deeply. It's not, as I say, the values assessment. It's not a list of words that I hand to you and say, or send to you and say, well, there's your values.
Right.
No, we go into each one of them, what it means to you, why you chose that, and where you can build your life around it.
Wow. Great work. That sounds pretty exciting, I would think, for a lot of folks. So Myles Smith, Empowered Transitions. For those that would like more information, would like to be in touch with you, have a conversation, how do they do that?
Go to my website and go through it, look around. Email me at miles@empoweredtransitions.com.
And that website is empoweredtransitions.com.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Myles Smith, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Folks, if you need help curing the headaches of administrative tasks or bookkeeping, marketing, presentations, well, go engage a smart and reliable office angel. They're not a temp agency or a placement firm. Office Angels matches your business support needs personally with angels who have the talent and experience necessary to help you maintain and grow your business on an ongoing or as-needed basis. It's your terms, your timeline. They lend a hand when needed and fly off when the job is done. Find out more at officeangels.us or call Chief Executive Angel S.E. Escobedo at 770-442-9246. S.E. is fantastic. She is a great matchmaker if you need that kind of help. we now turn to Todd Colwell. Todd is with Cole Family Entertainment. Todd, welcome.
Good to be here.
Great to have you here.
Great.
We're going to bounce right through this segment. I couldn't resist.
Very
That
funny.
That was terrible, right? So for those that don't know Cole Family Entertainment, you've got a couple of brands that are pretty exciting.
We do, John. We have of course, the well-known Sky Zone brand indoor trampoline parks, also would have become challenge parks as well over the last several years with new innovations. And we've been doing that for, I guess, several years now with 3 different locations. And then we're introducing a new brand to Atlanta, just like we did Sky Zone, first trampoline park out in the Atlanta area, southeast actually. What was that, about 8 or 9 years ago? We're now introducing this year a new establishment called Fowling. That's kind of like bowling, starting off with an F, like a football. So we are introducing that in the downtown area first and looking to multiply that in the future too. So
a lot to unpack there. Let's talk a little bit about Sky Zone first. Okay. So why Sky Zone? I know there's some other trampoline experiences out there, let's call them. Why Sky Zone?
There are quite a few other trampoline in the industry locations. We did not have a lot several years ago. When we started out, like I said, there was only 2 really franchises to look at. And Cole Family Entertainment was started by Jeff Cole. And Jeff was living out on the West Coast doing sales and said, enough of this. I want to go do something. And one of the things that he loved taking one of his kids to was a trampoline park. It was one of the first trampoline parks that sits right off the bay in San Francisco. I went there last year just to get a little more of the story into my understanding, and sat there with him. And it is a classic ancient park. Sky Zone provided an opportunity for him to buy into a franchise system that had something that really rang true with him, and that was the value of excellence. And they really desired to have parks and create a franchise system of parks throughout the country as well as overseas that would really value safety, fun, creating that wow experience, would deliver not only that experience but also do it in a very clean space and a place that people really could say, I can create a great memory here, and that's worth repeating. So when he saw those values and then started it up in the first year, we just went gangbusters in Suwanee, right, and said, let's start another one. So we opened up a couple of more of them, and it was it's been a great place for people to bring the kids in. Young adults love it too. We serve all kinds of schools. There's a huge value not only in our company but in Sky Zone franchise system to give back, to be generous.
Yes.
So we provide quite a few.
Yeah, I want to get into that. But this is what I think people that everyday folks on the street don't really realize is a guy like Jeff Cole that wants to get into this business has got choices when it comes to which of these franchise concepts he's going to buy into. And so there's a selection he makes to figure out which is the best one. So he's offering and you're offering the best of what that he looked at.
This is it. There's that whole selection process that, there's great people out there who can coach you through. But it really comes back to the whole idea of values and what lines up with your values and what lines up with the values of a potential partner such as Sky Zone or Fowling. So we really, have found that to be true, and we have been able to produce quite a few experiences and memories for families around the area.
That's wonderful. Now, let's give locations. We'll give a website here at the end, but let's just give locations for the Sky Zone.
Sure, we're at Sky Zone Suwanee, which is just right over off of 85. Look it up on skyzone.com. You'll find it easily. And then we also have Sky Zone Roswell, and that's right off of 400 here at Exit 7. And we also 2 years ago opened up Sky Zone Noonan, which is straight downtown Noonan, Georgia, just southeast or west of Atlanta. So it's a great location. Each location gets a little bit better.
Of course. Yeah, you learn things, right? So
That's right.
Is Sky Zone just for kids?
Well, We like to say it's for kids of all ages.
I love that.
There you go. So
right.
we get people who are of
Myles is giving you the thumbs up, right? Even the retired folks.
That's right. We do actually get quite a few grandparents in the summer bringing their kids in, and some of them will sit by the side. Others will kind of get out there and do a little trampoline action too. Yeah. They won't jump on the warrior course quite so quickly, but we do have quite a bit of opportunity for local companies that want to bring in and do team building because of the warrior courses and the other challenge courses that we have. We do quite a bit of team building type of work and opportunity. We also do customer events that are family friendly for businesses. So we do a lot of sales in that too. And, we tend to do quite a bit, not only for the younger kids and the older adult who wants to get in and have some fun, but for that whole college scene. We have fraternities and sororities that come in and rent the place out all throughout the year. So at all three of our locations.
Folks, you do not know your coworker until you've been on a trampoline course with them.
And
right?
This is the truth. And it's great for type A executive groups that want to get out there and really put a hurting on each other in the old dodgeball arena as well.
I'm sure of that. We're speaking with Todd Colwell Todd Colwell. And Todd is the manager of sales and organizational development for Cole Family Entertainment, who owns several Sky Zone indoor trampoline park locations, as well as Fowling Warehouse. And Fowling Warehouse is an interesting concept.
It is indeed. In fact, most people listening today will not probably be aware of what Fowling is unless they watched something on a big show recently that came on just the air just a few weeks ago with The Amazing Race, or if you want to look at a couple other videos out there on YouTube of Fowling. Fowling Warehouse. Fowling Warehouse started up. It's a great story. The guy that is going to be running and operating our location there in downtown Midtown, actually grew up with the guy who created the concept by accident. He was out at a race. They were doing a little tailgating. He created his own bowling setup. And first bowling ball through the pins went clean through the backstop of his rig and kept on going into the neighbor's car. So he said, well, enough of that. We're not going to bowl anymore. So they're out having some fun. Probably a few other items as well were enjoyed. And then they began throwing a football around, and one of them accidentally hit the pins that were still standing up on his makeshift bowling alley. And when he hit it, the light bulb went off in him. He's like, let's create a game. Now, I'm sure at tailgating, there's quite a few games that are created.
Yep.
However, in this case, they found themselves surrounded by people wanting to play this new game. And so he took it back to his hometown there in Detroit and opened it up in a bar, and then another one. And then he created an entire warehouse where 30 lanes of this. So if you can imagine cornhole, with the platforms, but so put some bowling pins and don't have the hole in there, and pick up a big old football rather than maybe a little cornhole bag of corn, and throw it across about the same distance and knock down pins. You think that sounds stupid, right? Who's going to do that? Doesn't sound like fun. The rules that they've created, as well as the environment where you're surrounded by other people playing bowling next to you, creates a very electric social kind of scene. And it's also the great equalizer. You can put a Georgia Tech quarterback, or dare I say a UGA quarterback, right next to each other, and they're going to compete. But you put grandma next to those two quarterbacks as well, and she beats them. Oh, then the fun really begins.
Yeah. Yeah. They're there for a while.
They are, and they are enjoying tasty beverages, I might add.
Yes.
With a very unique novelty type of craft beer opportunity where we're going to have over 130 different craft beers. That is a system that you've never seen before. And so I'm not going to say any more about that. You're just going to have to come out and check it out.
Oh, you're going to surprise us.
Great food too.
I look forward to seeing that. Now, it sounds like in both of these concepts, it's really about, you're doing some great customer experience work.
That's the aim. For Cole Family Entertainment, we want to create that amazing customer experience. And that happens with us creating an amazing experience for our team members. So we are all about training. We're all about recruiting, but we go a little bit further. We feel like our key advantage when it comes to creating that amazing experience is really being able to meet relational needs. And we all have them. No, everybody says, well, I like a lot of affection. Another person says, I don't touch me. But then there's this commonality that we all have. It's kind of the psyche of business where I need respect. I need, care. I need support. I need affection. I need attention, all these different things. And when we start to train our team members and how to meet those needs with each other, and our management is modeling that, and we begin to meet relational needs with the customers as well, I can tell you story after story. The single dad who's come in and we paid extra attention to his kids and he hasn't seen his kids for 9 months, and they have an amazing experience with him, and he walks away. Before he does, he steps by the manager. This is a true story. And he says, and with tears in his eyes, I haven't had this kind of experience ever anywhere with my kids before. Or when you have that young kid who's just insecure and fearful, and somebody supporting them and helping them, or that mom who's got her kid in there who's autistic, and we know how to meet those needs with an autistic child. It creates something that just goes beyond typical self-serve entertainment or just observational type of entertainment. Active entertainment to us is relational entertainment. And we think that we bring that at Sky Zone, and we are planning on bringing it to Fowling as well.
Wow, that's awesome and inspiring too, Todd. So thank you for the work you're doing. Now, we've got business owners as listeners, and we talked a little bit about team building. But it's amazing how folks can sit in cubicles across the room from each other, and all they do is communicate by email, right? Might not even know what each other looks like. And you're creating really an experience to pull people together. We do. We even do things like, certain types of gaming systems at our parks, for people to come in, and because they love all those games that they're playing out there online and whatnot. I can mention a few, and we do these battle nights and whatnot. But the key for even those is being able to get those people then out and jumping or throwing the football around or doing those different things. And we find that whenever people are actively engaging, overcoming challenges together, just having fun, bouncing around, which is physically good for you, it creates that emotional and relational connection with one another that just can't be duplicated. And, I grew up in the arcade and at the old mall rat kind of kid. And right. I tell you, there was a social element there. But in these experiences, our goal is to create that experience that not only wows you, but really connects you to other people. And that's what makes the difference, I think, in entertainment that lasts, even when the competition greatly increases around you. Wow, that's great stuff from Todd Colwell. And Todd is with Cole Family Entertainment. So, Todd, what does it look like now for additional locations? You've got the location for Fowling in Atlanta, in Midtown. What does it look like? Do you have other locations planned, or are you ready to make that announcement now?
Well, I'll tell you, we may have to come back for the second announcement.
Okay.
But we are are remodeling the space and starting to create the space. We're in the demo mode right now, Midtown, and creating that Fowling warehouse as we speak. I was literally in there the other day, and we'll give that a good solid year of run, just like we did with the Sky Zones. And then we're planning, well, yes, there is a plan to multiply Fowling just like we've done with Sky Zone. We probably won't add any more Sky Zones on. We feel like this is a good number to manage, and that we can continue to do the level of service that we do in those with this size, given our company size. But for Fowling, we do want to add on another one. And let's just say, I think you could probably expect something a little further north of Midtown very soon for Fowling.
Well, we are North Fulton Business Radio X, folks, so we'll see how that works out. But no, that sounds great, and we look forward to hearing more about that at some point in the future. But it sounds like you've got a really unique concept to bring to the Atlanta market with Fowling, so that's exciting, Todd.
It is. We are very excited about it. they have done great in their other locations. Mm-hmm. And given our culture here and the type of folks who love to have fun and socialize and kind of create that third space, so to speak, home, work, and that place you hang out at, we think this is just the kind of environment that is really going to create some a real buzz around the area.
That's great. Now, before we let you go, though, you mentioned giving back, and I know from my own dealings with you and your company that you do a lot in this area. Talk a little bit about that and give folks an idea of how you're giving back to the communities you serve.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to be able to talk about that. That's one of the things we kind of keep quiet a little bit, but we are always grateful to say that we have been very blessed to give, and we partnered with about 120 schools, not only with STEM field trips and those kind of offerings, but in Spirit Night type of activity where we give a reduced ticket for 30% back, which is ridiculous in entertainment business. So we gave around $70,000 away last school year to our business partners just through our Spirit Night program. Actually, it was $72,000, and then we gave closer to around $120,000 in passes and complimentary birthday parties and all of that as well. So we probably pushed way past what you normally should in the typical economics of a company, but we do a lot of things too in terms of mentoring, just being engaged in volunteerism. We are out there supporting the schools primarily, but we have several nonprofits too that we work with. We give away scholarships each year to college students who work for us, and our kids getting ready to go from high school to college and make that transition. And we also provide for kids who are making a difference in the area. So we provide them extra monies and support. And if they've got their own little nonprofit and they're in 11th grade or 10th grade, or we even had 5th graders who do this, we'll get behind them and support them. So it's just a lot of fun to be able to have such an impact with young people and encouraging them along the way.
That's great. Todd Colwell, he's with Cole Family Entertainment. So Todd, for those that would like more information, you gave this earlier, but I want to make sure we get this out there for folks in terms of being in touch with you. How do they do that? So
reach out to me personally, Todd Colwell, and you can do it at my cell number, 678-522-0156. 678-522-0156. And they can also email me at tcolwell@jumpatl.com right now. So that's tcolwell@jumpatl.com. And if they want to just call the company up and get right to ordering up a birthday party or something of that nature, 770-745-9900.
And those birthday parties aren't just for the smaller children, they're for the big children as well. So
that's right.
Terrific.
Bring them on.
Terrific. Todd Colwell, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. So folks, just want to give you a reminder that you can listen to this show every Tuesday. And we have some special ones that we throw in every once in a while too. So, but if you miss any of our shows, you can find them on Apple Podcast, formerly iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, a lot of different podcast apps, or online at northfultonbusinessradio.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or on Facebook at North Fulton BRX. So for our guest, Myles Smith from Empire Transitions and Todd Colwell from Cole Family Entertainment, I'm John Ray. Join us next time here on North Fulton Business Radio.
Renaissance Rewards Extra is the checking account that checks all the boxes. Roadside assistance? Check. Cell phone insurance? Check. More than 400,000 local shopping discounts? Check. Up to $25 per month in ATM refunds and a great rate? Check. All in an easy-to-use mobile app. To open an account or find out more about Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking, go to renaissancebank.com or visit us at any of our more than 190 locations throughout the South. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.